triggered my memory back to a dream that I had. I don't know when I had that dream. It was a while ago. But basically what had happened was I was sitting on top of the hill, and I was with a group of friends, or people at least, and there was one group sitting on one side of the hill and another group looking up at the sky sitting on the other side of the hill. And one guy goes, "Oh, look at the moon, isn't it great?" And I'm looking up at the moon myself. I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah, it's so wonderful, it's full, and it's beautiful." And I was like, "What are you doing over there? You know, the moon's over here. Why are you looking up over there?" But there was another moon on the other side. And I said, we all looked at each other like, what the heck? Why are there multiple moons? Oh my God. I'm remembering now, this dream happened when I was in Austin, probably back in July. But I remember the moons either crashing into each other or some planet crashing into the moon, and then all these asteroids started to fall toward the Earth, and we're like, oh my gosh, we gotta go. And so we started running. And then, I don't know, I think at some point I was like, you know, we can't be scared of this. I think I was thinking to myself, you know, God is bigger than this. This moon, you know, I think it was like Planet X or Nibiru or something like that. It had hit like the sun. I think maybe there's even two suns, because it was light outside, but it had hit the sun. And so these asteroids started coming down. I was like, oh my God, this is the end. Like, there's no way we can survive this. I'm thinking that to myself while trying to be calm for the kids. And so an asteroid had came out of where it hit.
Okay guys, so if you want, you can go ahead and check out the rest of her dream on her channel. I will leave the links at the end of this video and also in the description box. Okay, so now let's talk about these two moon dreams that many of our beloveds have seen. Now, I just want to point out that people have been seeing different objects in dreams, because actually there are many different objects that are coming in with the Planet X system. And I remember clearly that in one particular vision that I had, I could see several moons in the skies. And in that experience, I was allowed to count them. And I remember that I counted 15 moons in all. And that is a lot of moons, beloveds. But also in another experience, I was looking up at the skies, and the sky was just covered with chemtrails, with the atmospheric chemicals that these wicked ones are spraying the skies with. And Yah reached down in his hands. It was huge, almost filling up half of the sky. And he wiped away the chemtrails and the atmospheric chemicals from half of the sky, just so I could see what was behind it. And beloveds, I'm telling you the truth, I could see a lot of moons that became clearly visible. And in that experience, I was very disturbed, because I knew that the wicked ones had done this deliberately, so as to keep the majority in the dark and hide the truth from people. But now, let's talk about the most popular of the two moon dreams. Now, many have seen two moons in the skies in their dreams, including myself, and some have seen two moons that are almost the same size, with one being slightly larger than the other, while others have described seeing two moons, with one being extremely huge and the other being a lot smaller. Now, like I've stated before, there are many planets and moons that are up there, that have came into our solar system along with Planet X. And so I myself have also experienced in visions seeing these two separate occurrences. Now, for the first one, I've already shared a video about it. I saw two moons that appear to be identical. One was just slightly bigger than the next, and it was approaching our moon from behind, and it appeared that eventually it slammed into the back of it. But now, let's talk about the other two moons that many have been seeing. Many have described seeing a gigantic moon alongside another moon which was much smaller. Now, I myself have seen this. In this vision, I saw in the evening sky this huge, what appeared to be some kind of moon or a planet, and it had a slight orange or bronzish color, and it had a much smaller moon beside it. Now, I can't say for certainty that that planet-sized object was actually Planet X itself, because I've seen numerous dreams of Planet X, and I believe that Planet X itself is greatly damaged. I'm going to share more about what Planet X actually looks like from what I've seen in other visions in another video. But I believe that this particular object, this orangish, bronzish colored planet with its accompanying moon, is only one of the many planets and spheres that have entered into our solar system with Planet X. Now, I remember clearly that this object became visible in the northwestern skies from where I was. in the Caribbean at the time that I had received this vision. And so everyone was noticing it. People were outside and was looking at it, and it appeared very beautiful in the skies. And so we were looking at it with great wonder. But also something that was very obvious to everyone that was looking at it is the moon that was traveling with this planet had huge craters that was visible from Earth. And we could all see the details of this moon very clearly, like very giant potholes that was all over the surface of this moon. But now, beloveds, I'm going to tell you something that is absolutely amazing. I saw this vision like many years ago, over a decade. And after I'd seen this vision, a couple years later, I ran into this channel that was called Universal News Media. And on this channel, this lady uses the FAA cameras up there in Alaska to pick up these planets and these moons and show them to people. And to my absolute amazement, I saw the same orangish, bronzish planet with its accompanying moon that had the exact same huge craters all over it. And I was completely blown away. I was astonished because I know what this means for humanity and for the earth, beloveds. I know that this is a very serious sign. And even though the entire world has not yet seen it, even as it was in my vision, it is there right now for all who wants to see it by checking out these FAA cameras up there in Alaska. Anyone who wants to see it can see them. But a time is coming when these objects, these planets, will be clearly visible for the entire world to see. And at that time, I am telling you the truth. Once you're able to see them with your naked eye, clearly, that right there will be a sign of the end of the world, as you have known it. Beloveds, I'm telling you the truth. The truth that you won't hear from NASA, and most certainly not from your lying governments, because these governments are all pawns of the wicked ones. And whenever they tell you something, you do the absolute opposite, because they're all liars and thieves, and they could care less about you. But beloveds, your Father, Yah, cares for you, and He don't wish to see anyone perish. And that's why He has made the truth known to many of His messengers, and they're all across the globe, trumpeting the truth, some of them at great cost, even costing them their very lives. So take heed to these warnings, beloveds. Do some research and search it out for yourselves to confirm what I'm telling you, because if it is, you'll most certainly want to share this information with your beloveds, if you really love them. Now, that's all I'm going to share for now concerning this topic of the two moons. Next, I will share some of what I saw when Planet X passes us in another video. Now, the Lord King bless and keep you all. Love from your brother in Christ.